Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So the title of this video is Cashless Society Right Up in Your Face. And that's what it is now. It's right there. I've been talking about this for ages. And we're seeing articles about it yesterday in The Telegraph and this one in Sky News. We've got the World Government Summit, which is going on now in Dubai. They're openly talking about it. That and the New World Order. All the things that were being labelled as conspiracy theories by all the jerks on these mainstream media platforms like Talk Radio and GB News and the BBC and all of that crap. The Great Reset is a conspiracy theory, some of them said. Some of them are still saying it when it's openly happening and talked about in public, you know? These things are slowly nudged in without, they don't want you to take notice of it, okay? Now, it's very, very simple, right? The cashless society, the banning of cash is in my opinion, the single most important thing of everything that's going on, all right? It's the final chess move. It's the move that checkmates you. We can talk about the World Economic Forum, jib-jabs, passports, digital IDs, social credit systems, Bill Gates, the bankers, the Rothschilds, human rights, 24/7 surveillance, monitoring people, digital enslavement, right? Crisis actors, Ukraine, Russia, we can talk about all of these things. But the single move of a cashless society, the banning of cash, is the one thing that will make all of these policies, all of these strategies, these tyrannical entrapments, it will make all of them function. The cashless society facilitates all of these systems and makes them work. You can have passports and IDs, but as long as you've got cash, you can buy stuff. You can be independent. You can transact without permission, all right? Once it's gone, you're locked in. For example, if you have a grandma who has never had a smartphone in her life, once they ban cash, what's she going to do? She will have to get a smartphone if she wants to buy stuff, right? And I'm sure the government will provide them free of charge. This is the beast system. This is not being able to buy and sell without the mark. This is the one key thing that all of this is leading to, because once it's in place, they've got you, unless you're willing to live outside the system, growing your own veg and bartering, which I'm sure they will probably make illegal at some point. So, this is the point that people need to be made aware of. Too many people still sleepwalking into this. Too many people using their smartphone to pay for things. They need to stop it and pay with cash. You need a movement to start up around this. A movement to inspire people to only use cash to counter this digital takeover. This is what these commentators, these people on YouTube with millions of followers should be doing and talking about. If they were on our side, they should be influencing people to stop paying digitally and to only use cash. But they won't, will they? And we all know why. So share this video, because people don't realize that the digital trap is about to close. It could be about a year or more. It may even be sooner. And every day they are nudging people towards a cashless society, whether it's closing down ATM machines, certain banks in certain areas refusing to accept cash, so local businesses don't have anywhere to cash in their takings for the day. Again, like nudging the local cafe to say go cashless. Tesco petrol pumps, for example, many of them only accepting payment by card. Self-service checkouts in supermarkets increasingly saying, card only, slowly nudging people towards a cashless society. This is Pippa Malmgren, who was at the World Government Summit yesterday. She was a special assistant to USA President George W. Bush, openly talking about how cash is going away and a central bank digital currencies are coming in and a new world order, etc., etc.
And so I think we have to go deeper, and it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, We're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
Well, if you think that having every transaction monitored by the government and by algorithms as well is going to lead to a better life, you must be crazy. Digital blockchain currency, which can be programmed, programmable, invisible digital money. Programmable so the government can specify what your money can be spent on before they give it to you. So for example, if they don't want you to drive, they could program your money to not be able to purchase anything in relation to vehicles like petrol or car tax. You know, these control freaks always going on about wanting the public to stop eating meat. They can program your money so that it cannot be spent on any meat products, or you can only spend £10 a week on meat products. It's limitless what they can do with this. It's right in your face. Here we have in Sky News yesterday. They're basically telling you what they are going to do. Millions of Brits would struggle to live in cashless society, new study claims. Enthusiasm for a complete transition to digital payments is linked to economic security, with wealthier people needing cash less, the report has found. More than 10 million Brits would struggle to live in a cashless society, a new report has claimed, while forcing people onto digital could lead to a loss of control over finances and spiraling debts, it says here. So they're telling you that they're going to force people into the digital currency while saying, oh, it's going to be very difficult for 10 million or so Brits. And then later on down the line, they will say, but we're going to do this to help them transition into that digital currency. This is the final chess move. This is the digital trapdoor getting shut. All other topics are irrelevant, really. This facilitates, and glues together all the other crap. The social credit scores, the instant fines taken straight out of your account, the freezing of your bank account for not doing whatever they want. They will have you by the short and curlies, mate. Yeah? I mean, do you really want banks and governments telling you what you can and can't do, telling you when you can and can't go out? You want to hand over your freedom and relinquish it and become a slave to these super rich Decepticons? Then keep on using your debit and credit cards to pay for things. Keep on using Apple Pay. Keep on using your smartphone to pay for stuff. I mean, we really need someone with a massive following to really put this out there. You know, someone with millions of followers to get people to realize this, to make people aware of what's coming down the line, because awareness is key, but they won't, because they're all controlled. And this is the big thing that all this great reset is leading to and is centered around. This is what it all hinges on. There's no benefit to going cashless. There's no benefit to it. And it's not like, and there's everything to lose. You will lose everything. People need to stop taking their phones out with them and always use cash. Any business that is cash only, completely avoid them. Tesco petrol stations who only accept cards, don't go anywhere near them. Go to a petrol station that accepts cash. I got this email yesterday about Sweden. They have introduced a point system showing your carbon footprint. One is a private corporation checking vehicles yearly and measuring your CO2. The other is an online payment service that measures your carbon footprint by collecting information on what you buy. right? Yeah, if you buy second-hand stuff, you don't use up as many points, or what they deem is ecologically sound, all right? And that's brought to you by a company called Blocket, which is owned by the Wallenberg family, a Swedish family estimated to be worth 250 billion euros. And this is before a cashless society scenario has come in. Once that's in place, they won't be asking you. They'll be telling you what you can buy and what you can't buy and where you can go and what you can do. They'll be telling you. So share this video. I mean, I can only do so much. I've got a following and I can make an impact of sorts, but it's nowhere near big enough to make a significant impact. That's probably why I'm shadow banned. I only have so much reach. I know some people will say in the comments, there's nothing you can do. Or, you know, people will say, oh, it's the end times. It's in the scripture. There's nothing you can do. Well, yeah, maybe it is that way. But if that is so, it can't hurt to try. There's nothing to lose. We may as well make it hard for them. You may as well still warn people and try to get them to stop using them fecking cards. I mean, when I go to the supermarket and I'm paying for my goods, I'm nearly always the only one paying with cash. Why is this? It's the majority of people who continue to submit to the convenience of paying with a card or phone that is speeding up this transition into digital slavery. You know, the digital trap is closing because of these people. And if they were aware of where this is leading, they wouldn't use the cards or their smartphones to pay for stuff, and they would use cash more. It's all about awareness. If people were aware of what this cashless society is going to do and what they are going to lose from it and how their options will be removed from their life and how much that can and will be exploited, then they would start using cash. Simple. Anyway, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls, and I'll see you later.